video classes for the student of Institute of English of Latif University, Khokhar. These video lectures cover the whole scope of English literature, and you will find videos for the subjects of drama, fiction, novel in 18th and 19th century, and American literature as well. For watching more videos on literature and awareness sessions, keep on watching my video channel and subscribe my channel. I thank you all and I love you all.
Bismillahirrahmanirrahim, with presentation of online video classes. This is Ibrahim Khokhar. This time presenting a video for the students of MA previous literature for the subject of drama, and this time this video discusses about the concept of 7 deadly sins given by Christopher Marlowe in his drama Dr. Faustus. The concept of 7 deadly sins was not a new concept for Marlowe, because before Marlowe this concept was already discussed in literature. Dante has given the details of these deadly sins, and besides these deadly sins there is concept of some heavenly virtues as well. Now, what was the necessity or significance of introduction of these deadly 7 sins in Dr. Faustus? Basically, Dr. Faustus is taken as an anti-religious drama. In this drama, when Dr. Faustus digresses from the path of Beelzebub, from the path of Satan, Beelzebub himself appears before Dr. Faustus and introduces him to deadly sins, so that Dr. Faustus may indulge into these worldly pleasures and he may forsake the path of heaven, forsake the path of religion. Lucifer, Beelzebub, Mephistopheles, all with their grandeur majesty appear before Dr. Faustus in his study room, and then Lucifer one by one introduces these 7 deadly sins to Dr. Faustus. First, I would mention these 7 deadly sins, and then I would be telling you the disposition and the way Marlowe has defined them. These 7 deadly sins include pride as the first sin, covetousness as the second sin, wrath the third one, envy the fourth one, gluttony the fifth one, sloth the sixth one, and finally the lechery. Now, in contrast to these 7 deadly sins, these 7 heavenly virtues include. This concept of 7 heavenly virtues was given by Pope Gregory, and these 7 virtues include prudence, justice, temperament, courage and fortitude, faith, hope, and charity. Now, we have no any concern regarding these 7 heavenly virtues, because this drama simply and solitarily presents only 7 deadly sins. I have narrated before you the names of these 7 deadly sins, and now I would be telling you how Marlowe defined them. The first sin is the sin of pride, and throughout this drama Dr. Faustus is victim of this sin. We all know that Dr. Faustus had rejected all the branches of knowledge and had opted only for necromancy because he had great pride in his skill set, in his knowledge. So the fall of Dr. Faustus is in fact the fall of pride. Now, what qualities pride have? Marlowe tells us. Pride says, I am pride, I disdain to have any parents. Means pride has no parents. Pride comes into existence anywhere. It doesn't require any parent. I am like Ovid's flea. Ovid was the poet of classical era. So, like his flea that could sit everywhere, that could enter into every place, pride may enter into every man's heart, into every chamber, into every corner of the world. I am like Ovid's flea, I can creep into every corner. Sometimes, like a privileg, I sit upon Rent's brow, or like a fan of feathers, I kiss her lips. The best place for pride is women's brow, women's beauty, and pride may enter into the character of any person. No person is exempted from the technicalities and the subtleties of pride. Pride says, but why? What assent is here? Means, in the room of Dr. Faustus, pride scorns the smell, possibly the smell of books and other things, and says, I'll not speak another word except the ground were perfumed and covered with cloth of arras. Pride tells that for it is necessary that place might be decorated, there should be luxurious ways of life, there must be properly arranged items, the cloth of arras there should be, ground must be perfumed, because pride may enjoy in such beautiful environment. The second sin is the sin of covetousness, and it narrates itself to Dr. Faustus that I am covetousness, begotten of an old churl, and might I have my wish, I would desire that this house and all the people in it were turned into gold, that I might lock you up in my good chest, oh my sweet gold. Now covetousness is greed. Greed is the second sin that is being narrated to Dr. Faustus, and it tells that I am the daughter of a miser person, and I am looking for gold everywhere, I am looking for worldly gains everywhere, and I wish that entire world might be turned into gold so that I may possess it. So it is excessive greed. The third sin is the sin of wrath, anger, and it describes itself, I am wrath, I had neither father nor mother, I leap out of lion's mouth when I was scarce half an hour old, and ever since I have run up and down the world with this case of rapiers, wounding myself when I had nobody to fight withal. So anger is the most important and one of the deadliest sins, and anger itself explains that it has no father, no mother, means it takes birth anywhere without any father and mother, and it is that much deadly one that in absence of any enemy, it bites itself, it hurts itself. So in anger, one may inflict injuries to one's own soul even, if there is no any other opponent to be hit. And the next sin is the sin of envy. Envy explains itself that I am envy, begotten of a chimney sweeper and an austere wife. Envy narrates itself as a dark soul. Being begotten by a chimney sweeper and austere wife indicates that it is dark in color, and envy is always dark. I cannot read and therefore wish all books were burned. So envy is ignorant sin, and it wishes that all books be burned. There should not be the flame of learning. There must not be learning. There must not be any place where people may develop love for readings, etc. And said, I am lean with seeing others eat. So envy tells that while others enjoy the luxuries of life, I start burning, and I become lean when I find others eating. Oh, that there would come a famine through all the world and all might die and I live alone. Envy believes that there must be famine in the world and people must starve, so that envy alone must enjoy. So this is again one of the deadliest sins that inflicts great loss to a human being. The next sin is gluttony. Gluttony explains herself as my parents are all dead and the devil a penny they have left me, but a bare pension, and that is 30 meals a day and 10 beavers, a small trifle to suffer nature. Now gluttony is excessive habit of eating too much, and it tells that my parents have left me nothing, but they have simply left me with 30 meals a day. Now 30 meals a day is a very small amount of eating for a person who indulges in the sin of gluttony. Gluttony is obsessive habit of eating, and it explains itself. Marlowe has used the phraseology and words of that time, but if we convert it into modern text, we may say that gluttony says that my grandfather was worker in KFC, my grandmother used to work at McDonald's, and my great grandfathers and mothers used to work at McDonald's, Pizza Hut, OPTP and other edible franchises. So it is excessive habit of eating, and it says But my grandmother, she was a jolly gentlewoman and well beloved in every good town and city. Her name was Mistress Margery Marchbeer, means every edible is in the possession of this habit of gluttony. The next sin is the sin of slothness. Now this is very important sin for our youth. Sloth is the sin of laziness, and it indicates itself that I am sloth. I was begotten on a sunny bank where I have lain ever since, and you have done me great injury to bring me from thence. Let me be carried there again by gluttony and lechery. I will not speak another word for a king's ransom. Now sloth is the sin of laziness. It always look for enjoyment. It always look for luxurious ways of life. That's why it always wants to keep the company of gluttony and lechery. And this is the sin that most of our people, especially in sin, are the victim of. Laziness or sloth has killed the potential of our vibrant youth. We must avoid this sin. And the last sin that is presented before Dr. Faustus is the sin of lechery, is the sin of sexual relationship, illicit relationship, is the sin of fornication. And when it introduces itself to Dr. Faustus, then Lucifer orders her away to hell, and then tells Dr. Faustus that if he wants to enjoy the luxuries of hell, he must enjoy all these sins. So this was brief introduction of 7 deadly sins, and with them I had also informed you about heavenly virtues. We must avoid all these 7 deadly sins and must have our heavenly virtues if we want to lead very good life. Thank you very much for watching this video. With another presentation of video, I will be uploading more videos on literature. Thank you very much.